Good day, everybody, and welcome back to the dark side. Today, we're going to get started with the Embers Rekindled mod, Minecraft's very own dwarven magic tech mod. And as you can see behind me, there's a lot to cover, so there might be a few parts, so let's get started. Now, the first thing you'll notice when you put this mod into your rotation is that these creepy little creatures are going to start spawning. They're called ancient golems, and when you kill them, they'll drop archaic bricks and ancient motive cores. These can be crafted later on in the mod, but they are essential to get started. So kill as many as you can. They are a bit strong at the start because they shoot you with lasers, but with some good tactics, you'll be able to take them down quite simply. Once you have two of the archaic bricks and one of the motive cores, you're going to craft yourself the Ancient Codex. Now, unlike other mod packs, this book does not contain all the knowledge right away, nor do you have to actually craft the items to unlock it. Instead, when you open it and go into the first thing, you'll see there are a few things. Now, unlike the other ones, you can just right click on them to unlock it, and as you can see, it just unlocks it automatically by clicking on the items. This mod will also add its own variants of silver, lead, and copper if you do not have other mods that add it already, as well as Origin. Now, the main tool in this mod is the Tinker's Hammer, which is crafted with 2 sticks, 4 iron ingots, and a lead ingot, and this is used to interact with the machines in this mod. You will also need a Tinker's Lens at the start of the mod, which is crafted with 3 lead nuggets, a glass pane, lead plate, and 2 iron ingots. This is used to see how the machines function as well as how items and fluids move through pipes, as we'll cover later on. You can then go ahead and get yourself some clay and sand and craft yourself a bunch of Caminite blends, which can be crafted into Caminite plates by adding 2 of them like this, and these can both be smelted to give you the Caminite brick and Caminite plate respectively. The Caminite bricks can be used to craft a Caminite brick, which can be used to craft the walls, slabs, and stairs as well for decorational blocks and crafting purposes later on. Getting into the machinery of this mod, the first thing you're going to craft is a mechanical core, which is a compass, 4 iron ingots, and a lead plate, which can be used to craft the ember ball, which is the mechanical core, a copper ingot, 3 iron ingots, and 4 caminite brick stairs. Now, throughout the mod, I'm going to have this little walkthrough setup here. I won't be covering it all at once. Instead, as we cover how to craft the items, I will explain how it works. So let's have a look at the first one. The ember ball is placed on top of bedrock. As long as one of the blades touches bedrock, it will work. Now, you can pump items into it directly, but then it will be a bit difficult to pump stuff out as well. So craft yourself a second mechanical core to put on the center, and this can be used as an interface. The item, fuel item ember, and machine access slot text on screen at the moment is a result of uh, the Tinker's Lens and can later be obtained through the Ashen Goggles, which we will get to. All machinery that is in this mod pack has these indicators, as well as other non-Embers mods, items that are added. You can also see which items these pipes can interact with in which ways. As soon as the Ember Ball gets some power through combustible ingredients such as wood or coal, it will start producing these 3 items, the Ember Grit, Ember Shard, and Ember Crystal. Ember grit is a combustible material itself, so it can be used to power the ember ball as well as furnaces and other similar items, while the ember shard and ember crystal is used to power the other machines in this mod pack. Now these two are interchangeably, being 6 ember shards gives you 1 ember crystal and vice versa. Getting into the pipes, there are 2 variants of pipes, being the item pipes and the fluid pipes. The item pipes are crafted with 2 lead ingots and a lead plate, and that will give you 8 pipes. These can be turned into an item extractor, which is a caminite plate, 2 item pipes, and 2 redstone like this. And then the fluid variant is just iron instead of lead. To demonstrate this, we are going to run our Ember ball. So as you can see, we have our coal in this chest. We have an item extractor next to it. As you can see, there is an indicator that the item pipes can connect to this through the display on screen. So the item extractor goes next to the inventory that you want to extract the items from. It needs to be powered to work, so we have this lever that feeds into more pipes that go into the mechanical core. So once we switch that on, the items will flow into the mechanical core and into the ember ball. Now this will start running, but as you can see, this one is off. We have another item extractor to extract items from the ember ball. So once we turn that on, as it is starting to produce, it will move those items into this inventory, ready to use later on. Now this mod does add a new lever which looks very cool in my opinion, but it is not necessary to craft this, as you can use vanilla levers on the item extractor and fluid extractor. These levers, however, are crafted with a caminite plate and a stick, and each of these recipes will give you 4 levers. So this mod will require you to use a substantial amount of water. So if you don't have a modded item that automatically gathers water or has an infinite source of water, these items will become essential. The first one is the fluid tank, which is crafted with an iron ingot, 2 iron plates and 4 caminite bricks. This can hold 16 buckets of water, and as you can see by the indicator on screen, fluid can be accepted from any of the sides or extracted from any of the sides to feed into the machines that require water. If this is too little water for you, you can start with the reservoir, which is a fluid tank, 4 caminite bricks, and 2 iron ingots, along with the next 2 items, which is the caminite ring, which is 2 caminite bricks and 6 caminite brick walls. And then for the last part, you'll need the machine accessor, being a caminite bricks there, an iron plate, and an iron ingot, which 2 of these, along with 6 brick walls, will give you the caminite valve. So let's have a look at how that works. So here we have a setup that demonstrates how all of this works. We are using the roots unending ball, which we covered in another walkthrough, as well as the fluid pipes to see that it works exactly the same as the item pipes. So the ember fluid, or the fluid tank, once we put this on, you'll see that it starts to fill up with water, holding up to 16 buckets of water. On the other side, we have the reservoir, which is the bottom block. It is a multi-block structure. So as you see, as we go up, this thing is currently empty. We have a mechanical core at the bottom to have multiple faces that we can pull in and out from. So the reservoir itself does not hold any water, but as we place more and more rings at the top, it will be able to hold more and more water. So this is stackable. So once we put that on, the water will flow in and you'll see it will start to fill up. The difference between the caminite valve and the caminite ring is that the caminite ring will only hold water, while the caminite valve will allow you to extract water from it as well. As you'll see, if you just put it at the top here, it can be stacked more and more, allowing you to hold more water the more rings you have. Once we add a lever to the fluid extractor against the valve, activate that, it will start extracting water and putting it into the tank that is attached to the other fluid pipe. And this way you can connect this pipe to the machines that require water and uh, feed water into it if you don't have an infinite water source like the unending ball at your disposal. The last 2 items we're going to look at in this part of the mod walkthrough is the dials. We have 2 dials that we're going to look at, which is the ember dial and the fluid dial. The ember dial is crafted with a redstone, paper, and copper plate, while the fluid dial is crafted with redstone, paper, and an iron plate. The ember dial will give you a reading of how much ember or power the machine has, or how much power the batteries have that this mod has. And the fluid dial will give you an indication of how much fluid a tank has. For instance, we can see that this tank currently has 200,000 water millibuckets of water in it. If we add another ring to it, the center, add two more rings, you'll see that now has 280,000. And that brings us to the end of this part. Thank you for watching this far, and I'll see you in the next part where we're going to get into ember generation and the most basic of the machinery. See you there!